My name is Chris Ramirez. I'm really excited about where the industry is going from a software and a hardware perspective to really enable new engineering workflows. The whole point is to take something that's a precious resource, which are your engineers, and allow them to do more in the time that they have. The key has been that we've always embraced new technology. We've been planning for it before the engineers knew that they needed it, before your companies knew that they needed it, so it's ready whenever you start. So we see these trends, we see the problems that you're having. What types of workflows could the ISV and IHV, hardware and software community, introduce for engineers to be able to do their work faster? If we can provide photorealistic rendering and do that in short time, as opposed to having to take overnight for a rendering, that would actually cut a significant portion of your engineering time. Secondly, all right, AI, we've got the power in these new systems to optimize your design. Well, how about if it actually provided some of the designs for you, right? So generative design. You're just defining the bounds, you're defining the forces, and have the system itself come up with 100 different designs that could be useful. And then 3, VR. Now we're seeing more of VR being used in the product design phase. Matter of fact, if you come by our booth in the expo, Volke is with us, and they're actually utilizing VR in the design phase, where they can have multiple engineers in multiple areas actively in VR on a combined session, talking to one another when they're looking at a car. And this is something that, from a design perspective, is something that is certainly going to be making a bigger splash. We looked at the kind of the trends. We looked at the problems that engineers are facing, and we said, all right, what technology could we introduce that would actually cut those down? And so one of the ways we deliver the workflows is through our partnership with NVIDIA and RTX Quadro GPUs. We co-developed the product line for our precision workstations with our friends at NVIDIA after looking at what the workflow needs to get faster. That's how you end up with these new cores in the RTX Quadro cards. So the RT cores, for instance, right, these accelerate ray tracing. These are what you're going to see in Siemens Ray Trace Studio, where it will be doing ray trace rendering of your product, so you can get more photorealistic rendering immediately. The tensor cores, so these are new to the GPU stack, and this really has to do with the AI aspect. Providing that necessary power, right, to do the artificial intelligence denoising. And in the future, I'm sure you'll see more of the generative design, right, where it's all about artificial intelligence actually prompting the engineer to simply input the requirements and let it come up with a part. The VR acceleration, we talked about the ability to have multiple HMDs, so the headset-mounted devices inside the same session. And so you see that improvement in the RTX Quadro GPUs. And then lastly, just the straight CUDA cores. So you've always seen or have seen the GPU acceleration of various software components, right? So the fact is that simply adding more CUDA cores, it gives you an improvement in performance.